Okay, so yeah, the audios are going to be the best. I'll probably say that on every one that I use in the onboard mic, but still haven't had my mic set up and my stuff isn't reset up to do like a main workstation for these videos. But I wanted to get this video up. Probably gonna list this as, did I pay too much for this? I gave $50 for it. It's an old Alienware, and like I said, I'm probably gonna put that in the title, like, hey, did I pay too much for this, and can we restore this, and will it work? In this part of the video, we will not be turning it on. He said it was stored in a basement, and it looks a lot worse off than the pictures. I was sure the pictures he showed me, it had only 4 sticks of RAM slots, so it only had 4 sticks of RAM in it. This unit has 6, so I should have looked at it, opened it beforehand, but I guess I didn't do that. So right here you can see like pretty bad, and like water was probably dripping on it. Right here, you know, we have the connectors, the headphone jack, microphone jack, USB ports. You come around to the front, you hit this little button here, it opens the tray, so we have a DVD-ROM in here. But you can see how dusty and dirty it is. Like, you can tell by the way this, you know, the dust, the way that is, that water's been coming in here, like through here. You know, I only had a couple of these, and none of these actually the louvers ever worked on them. Like, they would be always stuck. Like, maybe these ones will work, but maybe not, you know, like. But yeah, you can see how dirty it is, and then you got maybe a dead spider or something right here. But I'm gonna set you in this tripod real quick. Alright, so you can still kind of see this. So what you do is up here on the top, which you can barely see it, so I'll angle up. It's gonna be really bright, so you just push this up. It's unlocked from the back. So actually, just take you back off here a little bit. So if this is pulled over one way, this would be locked and you couldn't open it. So if this is over here, you could put a Kensington lock in here, and that means you couldn't open the side panel. Right? I think there's a, if you tighten this, it would do the same. But here we have in the back, we have, you know, USB ports, USB port, eSATA port, and then here is audio here, because we have an audio a sound card here. Here's the video card. It's a 660 Ti, so nothing fancy. There's a Dell logo, and you see the power supply's like pretty bad. So everything in here I have to pull apart and clean to make sure that we're still gonna function. Right, once that's done, I know, looking at the board, I'm guessing it is not gonna be functional even after cleaning it. I'm definitely not gonna test it without cleaning it first. Like, you can see here, like, if I would have checked it out, I probably would have negotiated even more. Like, some of this even seems almost wet still. Like, all this is dirt. You know, it cleaned up probably. Okay, and then just bring you down. And then you can see even more. Like, this is in pretty bad shape. Probably won't even need the light on there. Like, but you can see this stuff is just caked on down here. Well, it's not wet. It looks wet, but it's pretty much dried up. I think down here is where you will need the light. But you look right in here. That's still way too bright. Look right in here. There's a lot of corrosion and rust, like, everywhere. Like, even on the card. Like, see that? Tons of corrosion. So I don't know if this, like, see, stuff right there looks wet. And yeah, that's kind of still wet. Like, so this machine, I'll have to pull the whole thing apart and clean it. Like, you can see the, I don't know how they had it orientated, but you can see like something was dripping in from the top on down to the cooler. And maybe that cooler's leaking, but yeah, you just look at that. Like you just, I don't know if you can see it very well, but look at that. You can see like notches, like kind of like you go in a cave, you see them little sand things. But yeah, this has, 1, 2, 6 sticks of RAM in it. It looks like 3 of them are the same, 3 are the same, so we have 2 different kits in it. And then obviously we can open this up. Oh no, it's just a 6. So this is just a 660. So we just have a 660 in here. Yeah, all this dirt and grime. Can we pull these hard drives out? Well, let me put you back in here and see if I can actually get these out. They should come out. They usually come out pretty easily. There you go. So then, what do we got here? So this drive here is a 640 gig. Yeah, 640 gig is 7200 RPM. And where is it? So this drive doesn't look like it got any kind of moisture on it. It's just really dusty. So it's August 10th of 2019. That's the top drive. It's weird that it came out like that. Oh, that's kind of nice. So you move it out a little bit and these little arm tabs move out. So like I said, you push 2 tabs in and pull the drive out, they pop out, and that's what physically holds it. And then this one here, same date, August 10th, 2009, and this is a 640 gig hard drive. And it does have like rubber feeding that this drive sets on. So when you push this in, it pushes them 2 arms in and it locks the drive back in. So like I said, and then these usually have like okay. Here it is. So we won't be able to tell. I was gonna say usually these have like 650 watt power supplies or 850 watt power supply in it. Obviously, hopefully none of that liquid got inside of the power supply. Like I said, I'm gonna pull this all apart. That will be in the next part. So as I know, he said it has an i7 in it, and we know it has a first gen i7 because it has a six sticks of RAM. I guess we could show you what it has for RAM, right? Oh, this thing is so dirty, and I just got done cleaning this desk up. Like, so kind of angle this right here. So you have a 1 gig stick. These are probably all 1 gig sticks, probably. Which means that the board's bad, it's still ain't gonna get too much out of it. So you just check all these. 1 gig stick. I don't know how good that's gonna focus in, but we have 3 of these so far. They all don't look too bad. Like they're not room, but they're still only 1 gig sticks. So we have 3 of these. Like I said, we have 3 of these. And then just check these other sticks. Okay, now that's better. Now this is a 2 gig stick. Okay, this one's a 2 gig 2 gig stick, and then this one's a 2 gig stick. Now see, like this one looks pretty bad. This was in the outer slot, and there's a good amount of corrosion on there, like, and it would have to happen to be on one of the better sticks. Yeah, that's, you can see here, this is all terrible. Yeah, like yeah, that's pretty bad. Maybe all this stuff will clean up. So as you've seen, we have two 640 gig hard drives that are like 14 years old, 3 2 gig sticks of RAM, and 3 1 gig sticks of RAM. So what we got, 2 4 6 7 8 9 gigs of RAM. Oh, these are like still like wet, and they're kind of stuck together. Like this guy's in bad shape. So 9, so the system had 9 gigs of RAM in it. Yeah, what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go through this, take everything apart in it, fully clean it. It looks like the video card, besides the ports in the back, look okay because it was underneath the card. So the most, after I get done fully cleaning this thing up, it will fully work, minusing probably the cooler. Probably definitely doesn't work. At the most, we'll have a working system that's been restored, or we'll have nothing. But you know, hopefully maybe we'll still get some hard drives out of it to add with an SSD. Won't use these as a boot drive, but add these into an older system with an SSD, and maybe we'll get a functioning GTX 660 to test, and a sound card. But I'm hoping that everything in here just works like after I fully clean it. But the put it in storage, it probably didn't work at all. When they put in storage, it's like, it doesn't function, so just put it in storage. At least one thing we do see, that they did do some upgrades over time on it. And I'm going to stop talking about it. This is kind of nice. This is clear. Other ones I had in the past, this would not have been. These are not clear on. But yeah, hopefully. Like, even coming down here, it's got some kind of, it doesn't have a smell, but it feels like a soap or something in it. So it's probably in their basement right next to a washing machine or something. Yeah, well, tear this thing, take it all apart, clean it all up, and then that's where the second part of this is. And clean it all up like I just said a million times, put it all back together, and then we'll boot it up and see if we can actually get this system to turn on and run. I'm glad he thought he didn't have a power connector for it. I'm glad he didn't try to power it on. Maybe he did and it didn't work. Hopefully, I'm hoping he did not power this thing on and like burn something out. That's why I'm not going to plug it in and turn it on. So yeah, this is going to be the end of this part. I'm going to add into it. It isn't the end of the video. This will be a longer video, but we'll see what's up next. This is where the next part of this video will be. Okay, here's the next part of this. This is this old Alienware all cleaned up, and did do the best of jobs, but this is kind of a pain taking this whole thing apart with all the plastic and metal on the outside and inside of it. But you can see here, obviously, I don't know if this is gonna help. Yeah, you can definitely see there's too much light, right? And get it where you can kind of see there's no more, that corrosion's gone off there. Everything seems to be good. So this is going to be the first test and see what's going on with this machine. Yeah, I'm using the onboard mic again because I didn't want the audio to be different, but we got the HDMI hooked in, the keyboard and mouse hooked in, and don't have the power hooked in. So get this down a little bit. Hopefully everything just works, right? Hopefully. Power button's on the very top. Got the 2 drives in here. I did try these and they test out good. It seems like someone went through and deleted the drives, so there's nothing on them. So I redid some partitions for them. So you just hook in the power cord. Okay, we got some lights right away. You can see them going on. But the lights for the LEDs are blue, so I'm assuming the other side's lighting up too. Let's hit the power button and see what happens. We get anything, right? Okay. And pump sounds terrible. Just set it this way. And hopefully that smooths out. We're not getting any image or nothing. Okay, there we go. Pump sounds smooth out now. Probably had a lot of air stuck in it. Not getting any image. We are powered on, hopefully. Maybe not. Yeah. Doesn't seem like we're getting any image. It seems like it's on. This back fan's on. The system fan's on. Why that little fan isn't on. Okay, just shut this down. Obviously it's gonna, I can't even tell if it's really on or not. Okay, it's shut out there. My feeling that, I don't know, my luck in video cards, like I don't know why this is all lit still. It's pretty bright, right? My luck with video cards, I'm gonna pull this video card. I went ahead and got my little test video card out here because my luck has not been good with these older video cards. So we're gonna. Did I move my screwdriver? Oh, yes. I'm gonna test the video card first because it did look pretty bad with all the corrosion on it. But I took the card completely apart. I guess you can see it now, you know, that it's way cleaner than what it was. Yeah, my gut's saying it's this card. Just because lately my luck has not been good with video cards. And obviously that's gonna go, the screen's gonna pop back up to mine, up to my computer since there's no thing hooked in. But you can see here, card cleaned up really good. I cleaned it with just regular cleaner, you know, like a little bit of dish soap that was, you know, obviously you know, mostly water, just like less than a teaspoon in a, like, I don't know, 60 some ounce bottle, spray bottle. And then I cleaned it with alcohol, and then I cleaned it with vinegar, and then I cleaned it with alcohol again, and it did help a lot. Like it had huge spot here and over here, but hopefully it's a video card because, you know, that's, you know, I thought this was a 1660 Ti, but it's just a 1660. I don't know what else, you know, like maybe this is still good and there's something else wrong with it. You know, I didn't put that other stick of RAM in here because it was too bad, like the other 2 gig stick. So I have a different 2 gig stick in here, so we still have the same configuration as before, but one of the sticks of RAM I don't even want to put in here at all because it was like maybe reflowing all the chips on it. Maybe I do that, but it's just like too gone. So you just go ahead and check this out with this video card. Sound card's in here too, so everything's like it should. And the only thing I changed out was that one stick of RAM, so we could still have the same amount of RAM that was in it before. Yeah, I do not trust that other stick of RAM. It was just like, it was just too bad. Even after cleaning it, it looked bad. So I'm gonna switch this back if I can, because I have another keyboard in the way. And then we'll switch this up, because it is liquid cooled. So just try this again. The machine is running a lot louder this time. But I still don't see any lights on it. Okay. We're still not getting any image. Let's just pull this power out. Is a button or something faulty in it? Golly, this thing. Maybe this button's faulty. It's weird, like all these lights are on like this. Let's try it again. Oh, look at that. You see that the louvers came up on it. Still not getting an image though. Guess I grab a different power supply. Guess we're in the troubleshooting it, okay? Gonna unhook this 24 pin. And this 8 pin from up here. And like I showed earlier, I have the 850 watt case air power supply that's from the X99 system. Should be able to set it on the table and move this keyboard out of the way. That's still hooked in. Okay, weird. Okay, let's try this again with a different power supply. Just kind of remove some of this unnecessary stuff like this sound card. Disassemble to reassemble to disassemble. try to see. Still not. Okay. Try to unhook everything from down here. Kind of weird that them lights all come on like that. Just try it again. Okay, so obviously we're not gonna get fan spin. We're not getting any out. There. So there we go. We got a post. So what was causing the issue? So yeah, we got a post there. Now it's posting. So just undo the secondary power supply and run off the main one. See, eliminate down again, because I did unhook several things. Maybe it's this controller that runs all these lights and stuff, and the pump. Be crazy, right? Because that front thing runs basically a lot of it. Just set this here. Rehooking the original power supply and see what we got. This is like an 875 watt, 80 plus silver. I think it's silver. Yeah, 80 plus silver power supply. Obviously it's old, right? Let's try this with the original power supply in it. Obviously we're not going to get any pump because the thing's not hooked in. Oh, we are getting the lights back by default without no USB hooked in. Okay, and now we got a post. So we're posting off the original one. And it says, so we have an i7-9920 running at 2.6 gigahertz. We're showing all 9 gigs of RAM, so all slots are working. Pump sound like crap because they were setting it this way. So just see what's causing it. But now we have all our lights, as you can see here, instead of just these inside ones. So we do have all the lights by default on. I don't know what. What ones weren't supposed to be hooked up? I think this is USB. 2 USBs. I don't know what the. This is supposed to have been hooked into the green, but well, okay. But yes, unplug this and plug one thing in at a time. This is audio, so this doesn't need to be hooked in. Let's try this just regular USB cable, I think it is. Right. I think these are the ones that go up to the USBs on the top. Try this again. Obviously we have no pump, so it's not good ideal to keep this running too long. What in the world was that? And the louvers are back to working. They open and close. Okay, hooking that one USB up. Okay, there we go. Well, we have a post again. It just took a little while. Okay, so let's hard power this down. Is this USB here? And not, where is the other cable? Okay. And this guy does not plug into here. Just try this green wire in down here. I'm thinking that's the one that runs over. So just try this again. I don't like the way the button feels. The pump's obviously working now because we just had pump spin. Okay, so we're still getting a post. I hooked everything up but one of the USBs, and I think it's the one that runs the RGB on here. So just plug that one back in and see. Yeah, as soon as I plug that in, it like turns on all these lights. Another header over here. Is that USB? Yeah, it should be. Okay, so we hook to the one, it like turns them lights on. Now that's everything hooked back in that was hooked in before, and now the lights didn't come on this time. So let's try this again. Obviously they wouldn't come on again. They're on now. As soon as you hook in this one USB cable that runs to this, I believe. I have to double check that. Okay, now we got a post. Okay, so everything seems to be functioning now. It's pretty nice, right? Got a post. And these bright, super bright lights. And obviously it doesn't like that we don't have a boot device. It's showing both Western Digitals on here. You see 1 and 2. And they're 640 gigs. So it's hard to shut this off. Let's put this sound card back in now because everything else is already back in here except the video card. We'll hook that in once we hook this one back in and get the sound card back in here. Okay, try this again. Okay, now the system wants to do right. I still don't like the way this button is because it doesn't. Okay, it's better. Now that we're actually pushing it and using it, let's try it again. I think the system just takes a little while to kind of boot. Okay, there we got a post again. So the system is back up and running. We'll have to swap over and see if this video card actually works. So we got the same meshes again. Everything seems to be showing up and working. We'll hard turn this off. CMOS been reset. I put another battery in here, so this has a new battery in it, so it should be good. So you just wait till this kind of trickles off like that. Pull this video card back out. Yeah, hopefully that's gonna go back to my other computer, because I got both of them hooked in to this monitor. As you can see here, it does not say activate Windows, because before this I think the version I had on here was Home Edition, and this computer's activated with Pro. So obviously I'm not gonna activate Home on it too. Let's put at least one screw back in here. Again, HDMI. And then hook in the power cord. Now you see the system turned out pretty good. I could have did it way better, you know, got more tools to clean the bottom off. All I did was add some add some paint. I just kind of brushed it on the bottom. It's like primer color, so the bottom's primer. I couldn't get the stains and that stuff completely off of it, so that's the best method I have. And we forgot this. I forgot the switch. No signal. Got no postcode either, and it does have a speaker on it. So okay, so we're back to no image. So what's the problem the whole time? The video card, because we're not getting an image again. Like I said, my gut is saying this card is not any good because how bad it looked with all the corrosion that was on it. And my luck with video cards lately have not been very good. Besides, I just got me another 3060 Ti to put in my main gaming system. So I'm gonna take the 2080 out of it, and I'm gonna put the 2080 in one of the X99 systems I have. Yeah, I'm gonna say this isn't gonna boot again. So you just pull this video card again. Yeah, even that it looks clean now, it didn't look good. Maybe reflowing all that stuff will help it. You know, add new go through that. That'd be a job, wouldn't it? Going through all and resoldering all this stuff that was all around there, all in this area here, over in here. I could re-look at the video, and I think I did take some screenshots of it. Obviously, you've seen that the lane's good. That other car started, and this one doesn't. I figured these two would be good because they had, you know, kind of things in the way. They had the little connectors, you know, little block offs in there, and they were, you know, it was nice and clean in there. So I figured that'd be fine. Maybe, I don't know. I had to check this card in a different system. I could check it with the X99 system because it does have postcode things, and you would think the speaker would go off, right? You kind of think the speaker would go off at least. Yeah, you would kind of think that at least the beep speaker would go off, like the post speaker would go off in here and tell, you know, say, hey, you're not seeing VGA because this board doesn't, you know, have a VGA out on the motherboard. Let's try this again. This time we'll remember to switch it. Okay, should be on that key. And we have the other video card back in here. Give it a second, and now we have a post. So yep, our good trusty GTX 660 is not functioning. Yeah, this car's not functioning. Kind of a shame, you know, like all cars I have an idea of using this in something else. It's like, yeah, I was gonna put this with something else and put a different card in here, but you see these don't have the best cooling. It's got one fan right here. It's got a fan here for the hard drives, but yeah, they normally, you see a lot of these with the blower style coolers in it. So this card probably just died. I don't know if they had it in the guy said it was in his in their basement in storage. Maybe had to buy a laundry machine, washer or dryer, and that's what it seemed like. Like there's just a bunch of soap or something in here. Maybe the basement flooded and got to right about in here, so it never reached inside the power supply. I took the power supply apart and it was pretty clean inside, so I was like, well, that's good. Yeah, it actually looked pretty clean. It didn't have none of the other stuff that was on the bottom. Yeah, getting all the rest of the lights. Let's see if I got everything hooked back up correctly. Yeah, we got, and you can see here, like I said, we have these little louver things. Stand it up. We also got, just try, where do you do the side panel? I'll grab the side panel and we'll see the side panel lit up. One other thing I noticed behind here, behind this little thing here, right? Behind this little cover is a battery spot, and inside that was, I didn't even clean these. Like, these were in these little rechargeable, and these are the kind I like too. I use these like in my mouse. Like, I don't think I have one in there now. I have one of these. But you can see here, this is normally the one that sets in my mouse. This is a battery that someone else gave me. It's rechargeable, so that's the same kind that's in there now. I'm recharging it. But these two were in there. They're, you know, two rechargeable batteries. Still had to put that back in there. I figured I'd show that to you. These don't have a date on them, so I don't know when they're good. But you can see that we do have our blue lights here. You push this down, we get more lights in here, because obviously that's still part of the blue light thing, and these shine down from the top. We're not getting the lights in the back. I don't know if there's a button, or maybe they go off. Software wise, but just try putting the side panel on it. Let's actually get you back here a little bit. Put the side panel on, it just slides in. You can see, you know, I got rid of all this stuff that was along the bottom here. Nice and clean. I took this all apart, cleaned the inside of both of these, the plastic on the outside and the metal. So that drops in there. And there's our lights. I don't know how many of these are supposed to light up. Looks like some of these on this side are not. Okay, it's the same as that side. So yeah, we're getting our lights. It seems like that connector doesn't even need to be hooked in, but you need that for the pump. So someone wanted to trade out. Obviously this needs to be cleaned up way better. I still need to kind of try to buff and polish this stuff and see if I can get more of these scratches or get them hid, right? But I'm happy with this. I never actually had one that these actually still work. Most of them were just locked in, or they were never meant to move at all. They just was up here. They didn't have the grills, and we'll move you in so you can see how it's clean now. There's no dust, no bugs in there. And then you can see the USB ports up here, nice and clean. And then, well, there's nothing really in the back. So yeah, I didn't clean in between this part here and the little cardboard that they have in there, because it's kind of, didn't want to tear it up because some of it's still taped or glued on there, you know, with like double-sided tape. They clean the outside of it. I don't know what else you could say about it. Yes, actually turn it off and then use this here. Obviously, this is not gonna boot up very fast with this, and it's just, golly, this is not light. And zoom this up and see what we get, right? Power button still is, let me show you what I mean. Like, it's because it's loose in space, so it kind of makes it hard to push unless you push it just right. And I probably just, you know, look, you see that? We got a hard drive indicator for a second or something on there. Then our lights went back off. Okay, is that because we're getting in at an OS now, so it's not gonna give us our lights? Oh, there they go. They're back. They're on. They're just, see, just took a second. Okay, so seems like we are getting a post. Like I said, this is a USB 3 drive, and I think these are only USB 2. Okay, so we're not getting a, it says CMOS check bad. So is the battery I put in here bad? Huh. Press N, the default. What do I do with my keyboard? Okay. So we'll just hit F1. Because it showed earlier, like, okay, and now we're getting the little bar. I don't know why the other one wouldn't work in it. Like, they're both the same thing. That one's just a newer, this one, says Windows 11. This one says Windows 10. Basically, the stuff's all the same. So it definitely isn't overheating. Okay, as you can see, we do got the boot off the, off the utility software, boot CD. See, it says PE Windows 10 for this one. Let's go into hardware. Go hardware info. You probably can't see it because it's all washed out. So you just take you down so that's the mic hooked in. So here we go. Besides my finger, now we can see we do have the i7 920, and it says now we only have the HD 5450 in it. There's all the good information there. There's the RAM, and like all of it showing up. So technically we got 3 different kinds of RAM in here, so it's showing 9 gigs of RAM right there. Let's put you back over here until we can see what the do that. Okay. I don't remember. It should be showing the temperature. Why isn't it not showing the temperature? We have, so this is a Dell Alienware. It says motherboard model Alienware OH8690M Intel X58. You know, all this stuff. USB 2.0, not supported. BIOS, American Gates. It says BIOS date 10/28/2009. BIOS version 2004. So probably needs a BIOS update. I thought I had another CPU to drop in here. I thought I had a slightly better Xeon, but guess I don't, because the Xeon I have is only a 4-core and it's running at like 2 gigahertz. Memory. Let's open this and see if this is going to give us the temperature wise. See, that's why I don't like using that, because it closes out. Like, you open it and then most of the time it just likes to close. You have to open it again. Yeah, it should be running cool, because obviously you just heard the fan run up. And it says right now we're running 39C. It's basically idle, but at least it isn't too overheating. You know, it's like, and I find my utility disk. Like my other stuff. The very top is do R15. And let's run this and see what how the temperature. Would you get out of the way? CPU test. Obviously, there's no drivers on here. There's no chipset drivers. There's no drivers really, but basic drivers. So, but this is just, we want to run this to see what our temperatures peak up at and if this thing ramps up or not. So it's just showed that we had a 58C, peaked up to 58C and then fell back down to 57. Now we're 59. This test should be ending pretty quick. So, but there's not this warmer air coming out of it, not hot. If I had a regular fan sitting right here, it'd be a little warmer than that. But we got good, decent airflow. Saying we're hitting 60C. You can see that on there. And obviously running this program too is going to hurt the number of the CPU, right? So you're not getting, it's not going to show the true numbers of it. But I just wanted to kind of run this test to see, you know, peeking it out for this short amount of time, what this temperature runs up to. And the fan's not ramping up, so so it doesn't seem, it's not like, hey, it's not saying, hey, I'm running hot. So it's not ramping the fans up to compensate to make it cooler. Say if I had the software on here, I could probably manually, you know, adjust the fan curves in it and make it run fast. You know, run the fans a little bit higher to get the temperatures lower. But so far we just have, you know, it dropped instantly when it was done. Like it went to 60 some C and then stopped, right? So I'll probably pause this and I'll run the other one on there for 10 minutes and see what our temperatures get. But yes, let's see. We got a low score. We figured that, you know, 400. You know, so obviously, you know, first gen i7. So we got a 4. You can see it pretty good, obviously. We got a 437, and then that's with no drivers. No drivers, no chipset drivers, nothing. Just this basic driver set on here, you know, and the software plus another software, you know, Spec running in the background. So if I, even now, if I shut that off and rerun it, we'll have a higher score. That's pretty low. I think this system would be good if someone, you know, is zoom this back out. If someone, you know, wanted to, that's the wrong one. What the, why isn't it? Okay, here we go. Auto. So I think this would be a good system. Oh, no wonder why I smell. So vinegar. This would be a good system if someone just liked the case, right? Then they swap the motherboard out, put their own cooler on here, put another fan in the back for exhaust. But I'm gonna pause this. Obviously this video is gonna be super long. I want to run Cinebench. Yeah, I want to run Cinebench R23 on it and see, even with no drivers on it, I want to see what kind of score we get and what our temperatures are, right? So I guess yeah, cut it right here, and then I'll snip it in. Once I'm done running that test, I want you guys to see, you know, how this thing is actually, how the cooling's still doing on it, and see what the numbers for, you know, basic numbers on it. Okay, be right back in a second. Okay, so we are back. So I ran, and you can see here, R15 for over 10 minutes. Obviously it does 10 minutes and it finishes whatever rendering you have up. Looked at the TDP, it says 100, but it says don't run it that high. And then other things on here says the i7-920 CPU can reach around 60 to 62 after an hour or more of full load. However, some say that the i7-960 runs hotter than most processor, and that temperatures between 75 and 80 C are probably acceptable. To overclockers.com. So it's saying 75 to 80. Okay, so after, you know, more than 10 minutes, we even before it hit 10 minutes, we're in the run about 5 minutes, and we, you know, start seeing variants where it would drop from like 73 down to like 72 or 71. So we basically, you know, kind of hit that point where it was like up and down still. So as you can see here, one core hit 73, the next 67, and then 71 and 64. That's the highest temperature we got, and we were pulling 100, supposedly 148.86 watts. So 100, round up, just 149. And what we got for a score was 2,351. I was saying if I can go in the BIOS, maybe tweak that, so we're behind like 1,500. Is that a mobile chip right here? I can't tell. I'm trying to, it won't let me drag that over anymore. Okay, so not enough resolution, but we got a 2,100, and that's with, you know, with the hardware monitoring tool up. We would get a higher number without this running. Just zoom back out so you can get a better look at the computer. It seems like it runs perfectly fine, and as soon as the test ran, you know, it automatically jumped back down. Hopefully these seem pretty good without being wet. So yeah, once this stopped running, these temperatures dropped, and at idle we'll see one core's running at 44. This could be even, this temperature could be my, you know, appliance, you know, not the thermal paste, the way I put it on there might be not seated 100%. Maybe I can take it off, clean it up again, add thermal paste on it again, and then retest it, see what the numbers are. But I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, right? Really? But yeah, you can see the system, you know, is up and running again, and everything is on there. Maybe I'll do a small update later on. We'll push this hard. Like maybe I'll put, you know, I'll put the, no, yeah, hopefully that isn't showing up in the video because it's not showing up on the screen. Like the weird stuff is trying to pick up on this. You don't ask me why it's doing that, but yeah, look at these numbers. I don't think they're too bad. You know, a full run of Cinebench R23 for over 10 minutes, and the max temperature we got on one core was 73. Okay, as you can see here, the cleanup went pretty nicely, I guess you could say. I do plan on putting like like my 2080 that I have, because I'm removing that from my main gaming desktop computer, because I got myself another 3060 Ti that I need to test. So I'm gonna put that in my main gaming system and run that for a while. So that means the 2080 won't be in any, you know, won't be sitting in a computer. So I'm gonna put it in this computer here just to test it. Obviously it's not gonna stay in this computer, but we're gonna see what we could get out of this thing at, you know, with the really good video card. I do have 3 matching sticks of RAM from Caseair. It's like black, huge heat sinks on it. So I'm gonna put that in here too. So then they're 8 gig sticks each, so we can have 24 gigs of RAM. By what I've seen online, 24 gigs is a max this can support. I don't know if it can support 8 gig modules though, so that might have to go a different route. But only thing else I have is like what's in it now really for DDR3 memory. Besides everything else I have is 8 gig modules. Like I have two matching 8 gig sticks, and then I have the 3 matching 8 gig sticks. So I got 5 8 gig sticks. I think I have 1 4 gig stick, so I could increase this by 3. I could take a 1 gig stick out, put the 4 gig in it. That's in my uncle's old computer, because I still have that computer. So instead of 8, instead of 9, I can get it downgraded to 8, but add 4 back, so I could get it to 12. Hopefully the 3 8 gig sticks will work, so we can still keep 3 out of 6 sticks of RAM in it. Like I said, I'm gonna try a way overkill video card for this system and see what's the max we can get out of this. As it seems like it's running perfectly fine now. And I did install Windows 10 Pro on the system, so it's sitting on there now. This is like a couple the next day after this part you just seen, but I noticed that the video got cut off somehow. Maybe I accidentally erased it, or when I jogger the phone like I did, it stopped recording. I don't know. But yeah, leave in the comments below if you watched all the way to the end here. Leave in the comments below. Did I, you know, I should have probably negotiated a little bit better on this. I should have opened it, seen how bad it was, and maybe lower the price. But I was like, well, the case is, you know, the case is pretty nice anyways, and I think it's kind of fair deal. He didn't know. Maybe he knew. Maybe the video card was already bad, you know, and they stopped using. They put it, you know, kind of put it in the basement for storage and just got him a newer computer. Maybe they just wanted a newer computer. They didn't want this big computer on their desk anymore. Like you can see, like half is sticking off my desk here and almost going off to the end of this desk. And if you look at my normal, you know, like see even there's my 2080 set in. This is my main gaming computer, not my work computer or anything else. It's just my gaming computer, right? You can see how much space is left from the front to the back. So maybe they wanted a smaller one and they just put this up since it worked, or maybe the video card stopped working. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm going to say thank you for watching. Have a great night, evening, or whatever.